Folks, what in the mother of God is going on right now? We got Bitcoin playing mind games with us. We got influencers launching meme coins going like 30 fucking X a gummy. We got altcoins having an existential crisis. Should I pump? Should I dump? Maybe I'll just go sideways. I don't know. No one knows. It's the halving. The halving happened, and it was a big nothing burger. Nothing happened. That's what happened in 2021 also, though. So brace yourselves. It's a big fat question mark. What's going to happen from here? Anyone that tells you they know exactly where Bitcoin's going is full of it, because no one knows. But for the time being, we got some price action on Shiba, and we are breaking out of the wedge, guys. I've been talking about this wedge ever since it formed, when Bitcoin took a big old steamy dump. It broke out of the wedge, then it came back in, and I kind of figured we would be playing around in this thing, maybe going down a little bit further, and then hitting this, and then breaking out, something like that. But we actually came out much earlier. But Shiba holders, I wouldn't count your lucky stars quite yet. All right. We came out, looks like we're trying to bounce off of it ish, we kind of penetrated back into the wedge and came back out. Kind of a sloppy retest right now. So I wouldn't really count it quite yet. This is far from being confirmed. Especially on the daily, where, we probably need to close outside of it, but which is good. At least we're not closing to the downside. So, targets, what do we got for targets, guys? We got 0.0003176, and then we got the big kahuna at 0.03564. And then the last local high sitting right up here. We got bullish and bearish volume kind of even. So once we hit this and we break it, really, it's a coin flip, whether we're going to rock it up or we're going to just reject off of it and go back onto the downside and maybe range in between these two levels right here, right? And just keep ranging. But the good sign is that we are breaking to the upside of the wedge. 60% of the time, if you are in a falling wedge, you will break to the upside. It is a bullish pattern. So congratulations, Shiba holders. If you took a long from this consolidation point from the bottom of the wedge up here, 20%, man. Oof, that is a fat move. If you're using leverage, man, that's big money right there. So congrats on that. Let's take a look at some of my sexy little indicators just to confirm what is actually going on. We're still bullish on the daily VWAP. So really nothing's changed, and we bounced right off that sucker and off the bottom of the wedge, which is a very good sign. We got some bullish confluence there. We got the reversal signal on the daily playing out, and we got a lot of room to go to the upside until the prime oscillator is oversold. You guys can see last time we have been oversold on the chart. Prime oscillator was at the bottom, right? So that's a good sign. We're also coupled with a reversal to the upside signal. Let's check out the RSI. A lot of room to go to the upside. We might be painting some hidden bearish divergence here if we close above here between this peak and this peak, which is slightly bearish, but I wouldn't really paid any mind. Another bullish thing to coincide with the other bullish signals is that we just flipped bullish on the MACD. We crossed over after a very, very long consolidation period. So as long as Bitcoin is at least consolidating or going up, Shiba, moon mission, baby. Only up, only up. So on the larger time frames, we're looking fantabulous. Let's check out the VWAP. Okay, so the VWAP is currently gray right now. It is not bearish. We're underneath it, but it's not kind of giving you that bearish confirmation that it was back here when we were underneath it, right? As you can see right over here, we weren't really confirmed bearish until it really started getting red over in this area right here, and then we had the big dump. So it looks like we're kind of getting out of that bearish control zone. As you can see by the VWAP, it's turned gray. And yeah, it looks like we might have a little bit of pullback just based on the oscillators right now. We're getting a reversal signal. We're overbought, oversold in the RSI. And it looks like we're starting to heading down on the 4-hour. So maybe we can consolidate while the oscillators reset and stay above this trend line here. Maybe kind of just kind of dribble along it until Bitcoin wakes up and then head on back up. So yeah, that's what Shiba is looking like right now. Let's check out the weekly on Shiba and see how we're doing, on the bigger time frames. So I always say, whenever you get up into the 87s and the 90s and the RSI, don't invest really in anything, right? It's always just a bad move. But, once we get back into that, respectable bullish control zone around 60 to 67, somewhere around there, that's when you want to start investing again, right? Also, we are holding, looks like we have a parabola going on right now on the weekly RSI. As you can see, a very nice parabola, right? And you can see we're hitting this parabola right now. And I could see another pump up, guys. It's setting up for it. It's setting up for it. At the minimum, I would say all-time high. Okay. How much further do we got until all-time high here? What do we got? We got a 237x. For me, that buying the spot, unless I were to throw stupid money at it, that just doesn't feed my degenerate risk tolerance. I want those silly, stupid gains. So if I were to play Shiba, which I think I will, once we break out of this wedge and confirm a retest of some sort, I'd go in on leverage, right? And on leverage, 237. Imagine just going like 10x leverage. I say that like it's not a big deal. 10x is kind of on the lower side for me. But yeah, 10x leverage, 237%. I mean, that is stupid gains, man. So a lot of upside to be had, a lot of gains to be made, especially with leverage. It's a great tool to have, right? And you can play these kind of lower volatility coins. Not to say Shiba isn't volatile, but compared to some of these other, degenerate coins that'll go up, 30x in a day. Comparatively, yeah, it's a little less volatile. But it's a great coin, I would say, in my opinion, if you have a larger amount of money and you can't really stomach those huge swings. But, they're bigger swings than Bitcoin, that's for sure. So it's like, all right, I'm going to get more gains than I would if I was like trading Bitcoin or something, but not as much if as I was trading like, I don't know, just throw a random coin out there, Luna Classic, or Ponke, or Myro, Turbo, something like that, right? Shiba's it's a big boy. It's a big boy, man. It's not like back in the summer of 2020, was it? I think it was summer of 2021. Man, back in the day. Imagine buying. Who is that freaking schmuck who bought Shiba? He dropped like $8,000 right when it like popped up on the decks, and he made like he's like a fucking billionaire now or something. I don't know. Oh man. Yeah, that'll be me someday. Oh wow! Actually, I was playing around with some alts. I was playing around on the Solana decks with some some memes, and I 10x'd. I can't believe it. I 10x'd. I was trying to fuck around with some because gummy coins or like candy coins are the new it thing right now in the Solana. Ever since gummy launched, everyone's launching like sour and Haribo and like all these like sweets and stuff. I got in on Haribo and I was like, oh yes, sweet. I made sure like everything checked out, like that like the LP was burned and all this stuff, and making sure it wasn't a rug. And I just threw 2 Solana, and I was like, I just threw that money away and I just forgot about it. 2-3 hours later, I turned 2 Solana into what was it, like 40 Solana. I'm like, what? Oh my gosh. So there's something to it. If you you don't bet the whole farm on these things, and you actually like vet these coins out as they like drop, I mean, they can be very, very lucrative. Anyways, enough rambling for me. Yeah, Shiba looks like more upside. Bitcoin willing. Let's see here. Bitcoin willing. What's Bitcoin doing? Oh, it's on the weekly. Let's go on the smaller time frames here. I know we had a little wick to the upside, a little scam wick. Yeah. Who knows what Bitcoin's doing, man? It's doing some weird stuff. We are on the 15-minute. We're still bullish on the VWAP. Let's go on to the 4-hour. We're bearish on the 4-hour VWAP, which is no bueno. Showing some bearish divergence on the prime oscillators. Let's see what we're doing on the MACD. This is always really telling here. Come on. Yeah, I mean, we're bearishly diverging on the MACD. I mean, it's looking bearish, but there's so much bullish sentiment because of the halving and a lot of stuff going on right now where it's like, okay, the halving happened. Now the miners are not profitable until like 80K